All right, I think we could record now. All right. So me and sis want to go ahead and talk to y'all about pedosexual. Wait.
Yes,
pedosexuality, whatever the fuck.
Yes. And first and foremost, before we get this conversation started, that is a no. It will never be legalized. I don't know if it never will be legalized, but I will fight to the end of this earth because that should never be legalized. There's no way that you ever supposed to get rights to violate a child. So we're going to start that off with that. Because I know there's a lot of people who saying, human rights, everybody have rights. You're right. But there is some wrongs as well.
That's true. And then too is saying that they're thinking that it's the same along the lines as bisexuality, homosexuality, gays, lesbians, but that's not true. See, because a gay and lesbian couple will be two consenting adults. Children can't consent to a sexual relationship because they're fucking kids. And
I do understand, that they said that they are born with that. That is called what's that, mental illness or something like that?
Mental disorder or something of that
because,
nature.
Some of us are born bipolar. And some of us are born with that. And they try to justify them being born with those feelings.
Believe that it is some type of mental disorder. And my reasoning is, when you are in kindergarten and you have a crush on somebody, it's probably another kindergartner. By the time you make it to middle school and you're in the 8th grade, you got a crush on the 8th grader. By the time you get to high school, you got a crush on a high schooler. But you're not looking at the kindergartners no more. Because as you age, your preference in the person is supposed to age as well. So by the time you become an adult and your desire is still a child, I do believe that to be a mental disorder. I do not, however, believe that you should be able to violate a child. And I don't think there's any justification for you violating a child, because I have yet to see any of the documents, any of the documentaries, videos, anything that I've ever seen where a child that was violated was like, no, I think it was good. Everything was fine.
I like it.
Never.
No. That is devastating. So if you want to walk around and make this a right and, personally devastate your child, then that is on you. But so far as, making it right for a pedosexual, shit don't even sound right. So if they're going to make a pedosexual, I mean, they need to make a, kill them afterwards sexual or something like that, because, ain't no way my child is going to come to me and tell me that happened and y'all tell me they're under a protection of a law that says that they can't go to jail for it. Then y'all are writing they rights for them. And y'all actually giving us not the right to go and protect my child, because at the end of the day,
but
I
in
am
the
going
same
to do
sense,
that.
with them saying that we're giving rights to these people who want to assault children, well, essentially we're taking the rights out of the children's hands. So kids don't have a right to not be assaulted. Oh,
My bad. You can keep going.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, because a child's only thoughts should be playing, having fun, learning, getting mental stimulation. There's no reason for a child to be sexually violated. Children, they're not even there yet. They're still, they're brand new. They're learning what the world is. By the time, but you've had your childhood. And you feel it's necessary to steal the childhood
of a child.
Well, if someone else's child, like what? How is this okay? An 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and it's like, because pedophilia, there's people who have their stories, documentaries, their news, stories where people have molested or raped 6-month-olds. Now you telling me somebody that been here half a year can consent to sex with an adult? That's bullshit.
Yes, it's exactly bullshit. Don't excuse me, because that's bullshit. So, with that being said, I'm not for the rights. I'm not going to stand behind it. I do understand all humans have rights, just like I feel like the LGBT community have rights. You know what I'm saying? And
they do, because they're adults. They're tax-paying citizens. If me and you, be incestuous if we did it, but if we were two women who wanted to date each other, we both paying taxes, we adults. But if you 5 years old, what the hell? You can't pay no bills. You can't do nothing. And you can't even legally sign a contract until you're 18 years old. How the hell can you consent to sex?
And as an adult, I would never give my consent. I would never give my consent to a grown ass man to be like, hey,
Or woman.
Hey, I want to date your child. Oh, but my child is 8. Like, I'm going to call the police. But now it's like, if y'all get this law passed, it's not even that, oh, I'm going to call the police. Because what the police are going to say, well, you know, he did have the right to try. He had the right to try, but since you since you did not consent, he has to stop and, I guess, carry on to the next mother or dad or whatever the case may be. I'm not for it. I would never be for it. And it's not going to do nothing but make our crime rates go high.
Because, baby, somebody going to get it.
And that's all it is. And it's really messed up that, you know, they taking the rights from our kids. Like, where are the rights? And like my sister said, for our children. Like, where are our rights? Where do they stand? They don't have they can't even vote against this. They can't even vote against this. They can't vote against this. So because we have to stand
kids.
up.
But even with something like that, they can't even vote for or against it. Yeah. Because they're kids. But you're trying to tell me that they can consent to a sexual relationship and be of sound mind and body to be like, you know what? Yes, this is cool. No, kids don't even know what they really want to eat for lunch. You want peanut butter and jelly? You want ham and cheese? They don't know. But you telling me they can be like, yeah, come violate me. Like, no, you... Because if you get a 6-year-old pregnant, then what the fuck? They 6. They been here for 6 years. What they gonna do?
So, this whole, that's you know, pedosexual... I hope everybody...
girls, what can a child do? Because it seems to be more acceptable for people to... Because, you know, we're always upset when it's a little girl. But it seems to be more acceptable when it's a little boy. Because if you hear a little boy say that he lost his virginity at 10, how? Why?
And Where? It's not cool. It's not cute. It's not something that a mother wants to hear. So, at the end of the day, it's all wrong. Y'all are taking the rights from children. I understand y'all adult minds feel like, oh, we have the rights too. Yes, y'all have the right to be in jail if you touch my child.
But see, even what they have, like, there are adults who are of legal age who look like children. It's sick as fuck if you ask me, but maybe go be with the person who is of legal age. Put some ponytails on that bitch. I don't know.
And but somebody who's 6 and 8 years old, state of mind to be like, yes, I want to consent in this. So a man who be standing around the playground, you know what I'm saying, and decides, oh, he want to pick your child because, you know, he was born with this. He was born with this. It's okay. It's a right. We can do this. I'm pedosexual. I was born with this. So I want to, let me go to the park and pick some kids. No, that's, it would never be okay. It would never be okay. We taking the rights from our children, and since they don't know right from wrong right now, you know, they learn from us. I am gonna stand up and take the right from my child because ain't no way I'm gonna sit around and let y'all legalize a pedophile being a pedophile and have the nerve to stick a smart term on it, pedosexual. He's a pedophile. He's her. Whoever it is a pedophile. And it will never be with the LGBT community because we are grown and we have our own mind who let us know, yeah, I feel this love for this woman who is another grown woman.
Even with that, we were reading online, even with that being said, even if you're a part of the LGBT community, that just means that you're a woman that likes a woman, a man who likes a man, transgender, you know, who likes a man or a woman. But that doesn't mean that you like children. Because what you're gonna be a gay guy and like a little boy, like, or a lesbian woman and like a little girl. That's not the same thing. Because you can be gay and not want to touch kids. Like, what? Why would you want to steal the innocence of a child? You had the opportunity to have your childhood, but you feel like this child, because you can't control yourself and because mentally your attraction has not matured, that you can take this away from this child. That's insane.
So at the end of the day, like me and my sister say, just stand up for our, children's rights. They cannot do it right now. Like she said, they can't even vote until they 18. So let's all stand together with our children, because this is a no. It's a no. I understand it. If you was, born with this feeling, get you some help. There's help out there for you. Get you some help. I'm not gonna stand by and let this what's this act or something get passed, because a pedophile is a pedophile. It's not a pedosexual. They have help for that.
You still, it doesn't matter. You cannot take the innocence of a child and think that that's okay, and that you can say, oh, it's the same thing as being gay. No, bitch, it's not. It's not. It's just
not. So
anyway, that's all I got to say about the shit.
Me as well. I will be back and I will speak more up on this, because I am not going to stand aside and let this act be passed by some grown-ups.
Once again, just violating the kids.
Again.
Because they can't consent. They can't vote on it. They can't approve or disprove. Or, well, not disprove. That's the wrong choice in word. But y'all knew what I meant.
So if y'all would like to comment, please leave your comments. You know what I'm saying? Leave your ideas. Let's stand. Let's take a stand for our children. I know we looking a bit rough, but it's okay, because I'm a bad bitch anyway.
That's okay.
But take a stand. You know what I'm saying? If y'all have comments, comment. If y'all like it. But we must take a stand for our children. They can't do it right now, so that is what they have us for.